Hi there, Bleach lover. Welcome to my channel. Here are some facts about Yhwach. Yhwach is the enigmatic and imposing godlike leader of the Quincy Army, the Wandenreich. Alongside him are his captains, the Sternritter, who were bestowed a letter by him in relation to their abilities. Anime-only audiences have only had a few glimpses of the ominous figure, but it's still enough to showcase the threat he carries to the seretei. Those who have read the manga know there's more to Yhwach than meets the eye. First fact, he isn't the first Quincy. Though he is considered to be the father of the Quincy today, he is not the first one to be considered a Quincy. When he was born, there were already Quincy's in existence. Sternritter and Yhwach, members of the Schutzstaffel, were in existence much longer than Yhwach ever was. They already had their powers and had identified as Quincy, without Yhwach ever so much granting or telling them so. When he was a child, he was surrounded by other Quincy-like beings who considered him to be a god and would label him as Yhwach. Second, he was born with no senses and unable to move. When Yhwach was born, he was unable to see, hear, smell, talk, or move. Despite his isolated existence, Yhwach was never truly alone. The Quincy's of his village would gather around him, revering him as a child prodigy destined to save them. In Yhwach's presence, these Quincy's felt rejuvenated, though their lifespans unexpectedly shortened. Regardless of the events surrounding him, Yhwach gradually gained the abilities to see, hear, smell, talk, and move over time. Third, he's son of the Soul King. Following Aizen's unsuccessful attempt to take over the Soul Society in one of Bleach's most iconic arcs, the enigmatic being known as the Soul King came to light when Aizen referred to it as that thing. Little is known about the Soul King's past, except for two pivotal details revealed in the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. First, the Soul King was once an immensely powerful entity who was sealed away to serve as a linchpin for maintaining the seretei. Second, before this sealing, the Soul King had a child named Yhwach. This revelation sheds light on Yhwach's character, his immense power, and his motivations. One of his primary reasons for leading his army against the Shinigami is to free his father from the humiliation imposed upon him. Fourth, he was defeated by Yamamoto 10 centuries ago. Over a millennium ago, a fierce war erupted between the Quincy and the Shinigami. This epic conflict reached its peak when Captain Commander Yamamoto unleashed his incredibly powerful Bankai, Zonka no Tachi. The Quincy leader was severely burned by this attack, leading to a temporary loss of his powers for the next 1,000 years. During the following millennium, the Sealed King slowly but surely regained his strength, preparing for a long-awaited rematch against the Gotai 13 as Captain Commander. This sequence of events set the stage for a war that had been brewing for 1,000 years, aptly capturing the essence of one of Bleach's most acclaimed arcs. Fifth, he unable to absorb Reishi naturally. Quincy's are renowned for their ability to gather surrounding Reishi and turn it into a weapon. However, Yhwach was not born with this capability. Instead, he could bestow fragments of his soul onto others, boosting their powers. So, how does the Almighty himself become one of the most formidable figures in the Bleach universe without the ability to collect Reishi? Simple. He plants the seeds in a garden he meticulously cultivates, and when they mature, he harvests them for himself. These seeds are the parts of his soul and blood he bestows upon the Wandenreich, who act as his garden. This method, known as Auswahlen or select in German, is typically used on Quincy's whom Yhwach finds no longer useful, sacrificing them to either heal himself or empower his elite Sternritter. Sixth, he's responsible for the deaths of Ichigo's and Ryu's mothers. Masaki Kurosaki was a Quincy and was once arranged to marry Ryu Ishida's father, Ruken. However, fate had other plans, and her meeting with Isshin Kurosaki led them to start a family together. Tragically, this happiness was short-lived. Yhwach activated Auswollen on all Quincy's he deemed unnecessary for his goals. This included Uryu's mother, who was killed instantly, and Masaki, whose powers were stripped away while she was defending Ichigo from the Grand Fisher, ultimately costing her life. 7th, he shares more than just looks with old man Zangetsu. After his Zanpakuto was shattered, Ichigo ascended to the Soul King's palace, seeking the aid of Otsu Nemaya for its repair. It was here that Nemaya unveiled a significant revelation. The inner White Hollow was indeed the true spirit of Ichigo's Zanpakuto. Furthermore, Nemaya disclosed that the old man within Ichigo was a mirrored manifestation of Yhwach from 1,000 years ago. This old man symbolized the essence of Yhwach's blood coursing through Ichigo's veins. 8th, father of the Quincy. Although Yhwach's blood flows through all Quincy's, he is not their original progenitor. The true ancestor of the Quincy has been lost to history since Yhwach's rise to power. Yhwach's extraordinary powers led the Quincy's to worship him as a deity, ultimately proclaiming him the father of the Quincy. As a symbol of his influence, he shared his blood with them, which was then passed down through the generations. However, what seemed like a gift would later have dire repercussions in the looming conflict with the Shinigami. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.